see you, hater. My motivator. Y'all make me greater.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Independently Speaking. I'm your host, Coach Glenn Mayo. Independently Speaking is sponsored by IndependentHoops.com. We also run NYBL Circuit, a couple, live streaming companies. So great avenue to kind of get on here and talk basketball, to talk sports in general, to discuss some NIL stuff and how that's affecting the athletes of our generation today and that are coming up. We got a really special guest on today, a young man that is definitely going to kind of be dealing with those factors and that type of stuff in play as he's coming up because he's only a freshman from Florida. Really, really great player. And then his dad is joining us as well, who's also his high school coach and his travel ball coach, who we think the world of as well. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get my guys on. Coach, how you doing? DJ, how you guys doing?
All is well, my guy. How you doing?
Doing great, man. I can't tell you guys enough, man, how much I appreciate you guys stopping on, especially during a time like this. I know, getting around November means it's getting around basketball time. So, I know you guys just had practice and stuff. So for you guys to take some time to jump on, I really appreciate it. We got a chance to kind of get together a few times back in the spring and then even into the summer some. You guys attended our, session one, I believe, last year in DC. Did really, really well. Made a great run there, and I think followed it up with another really good one in New Orleans
Yes,
for our
sir.
Final Four event. And that Final Four event, by the way, is taking off. This year in Houston. Pretty much everybody. Houston, New Orleans was a great spot. Don't get me wrong. But as
Yep.
far as the basketball community goes, it's a bigger market kind of out there in the Houston area, and in Texas in general, just more people. So the response we've had from teams out there, the Adidas teams, the Nike teams, Under Armour, which now New Balance is getting in place some as well this year, which we'll kind of hear about in some episodes coming up. But we definitely got a chance to watch you guys a few times this spring and summer, and I wanted to recap with you guys, your experience. Kind of talk to us about your travel season and were you able to meet all your goals and just give us the rundown, Coach.
Yeah, man. By the way, thank you guys for the opportunity. Obviously, in DC, we had a great experience, and as well as in New Orleans as well. But as far as meeting all our goals, for us every year is to compete against the best. Um, Being that we're not a shoe company or sponsored team, I call our team a mom and pop team, but we were able to meet our goals by competing against the best and actually having a good showing both in DC and in New Orleans. So for us, that's a plus because when we started, our main thing is to develop kids, make them be able to compete at a high level against kids across the country, not just in Florida. So being able to participate in that event that you guys hosted was big for us, and I'm glad we were able to kind of compete at the level that we did. So yeah, overall everything was good. We did meet our goals, and we got to continue working. There's more work to do. Most of our guys are getting ready for high school, freshmen, or playing varsity, or even the JV program. So I'm happy. I'm happy for that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you guys, it wasn't just even our events either. I think we got a chance to see you guys there in Fort Lauderdale at Ballin' on the Beach. So I guess DJ, one for you would be, what was that like? I know you put in a lot of hard work and training and stuff like that, but to kind of get out there, I think I saw you guys. In Fort Lauderdale, balling on the beach, playing, what was it, the All Ohio Cleveland team that, is it Isaiah Stokes, that, everybody's talking about kind of, and then, you played obviously, really good competition, hour events, kind of, what was that like for you as a player?
It was a great experience, great environment to be in. Um, just loved experiencing it with my teammates, my family, my brothers, and yeah, great environment.
No doubt, no doubt. What was something you would say, that stood out to you most out of all, out of just this year of travel ball? What one moment was kind of like, okay, that was a good moment for me, or your team, or like, or maybe it wasn't even a shot you hit, or but just the game that you played in, or the environment. You're like, okay, like this is it. Like, you felt some adrenaline.
Yeah, it had to be that All Ohio game because everyone was watching. It was standing room only, and me and my brothers, we practiced for like moments like those. Like we practiced how we are gonna play in the game, and that's basically it. And we were ready for it, but
Yeah.
wasn't the outcome, but still a great game. We competed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was there watching, and I think there was actually a good portion of the game where they even had to kind of zone you guys up a little bit, to affect the outcome. And so, I mean, I know Dad wants you to stay humble, man, but we are definitely excited, to kind of watch you progress over the years to come. And so, I guess, Coach Sandi, my next thing, I guess, kind of for you would be, how is that balance? Because you're the high school coach or the AAU coach, so that alone is enough. Then factor in that you're a parent on top of it. How is that like for you?
For me, man, it's a lot of work, but I don't consider it work because this is my passion. This is what I was put out here to do. My purpose and my why is a little bit different than most. I was a high school coach. I was coaching before my son was born, so a lot of times people start coaching because of the kids, and rightfully so. But I've always been a coach. So with coaching high school or coaching him and coaching travel, I'm able to balance it out because I understand what the purpose is and what I need to do. And the biggest thing is just time management, man, and communication for us. So I like it's easy at times. It could be a little bit much, but this is what I love to do. This is my passion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm about to say, and that helps because, just when it's, starting to feel overwhelming or stressful, or, like work, it never kind of gets to that point because it is what you love. And then it helps that, not only is it something you love, but it's your kid involved in it. So that's a
Agree, agree, agreed. Yeah. So but it's something, man, that we've been a part of. He's grown up in. I've grown up doing, and like you said, my why. I have a why. I have a fish in the sea. So I'm able to, when it gets tiring, when it gets this, I'm able to just find that way to kind of refocus myself and keep going, and not just for him, but just for any kid that's involved with me or in my program.
right, right. I think, just from, obviously we didn't grow up together. I ain't living down there, but just from, meeting you guys, the times I have, and following you guys on social media, it just is nonstop basketball. So I can't help but to think that, every kid at that school, you're lucky. Some kids, you might get, a history teacher, even though you are a history teacher. Um, as your coach, but and that, but it really not be their main job is to be a coach. So the fact that they got someone that not only played, but kind of does this full time, just the level of investment, the level of commitment that you got for that program, should be exciting to follow for the years to come. So definitely a question for you, DJ. But Coach, I definitely want your opinion on it too. I guess going into the summer, what would you say, if you could rewind back, 6, 7 months, what were what were you focused on at that point in terms of development? Like, what part of your game did you really want to, were you working on? Were you focusing on the most?
Um, I focus on everything, everything in my game, but mainly getting to my spots, being able to raise up and just like finding spots to shoot, raise up and shoot. Because I like to attack the basket, but I know that it's not gonna always work playing in high school, so I gotta learn how to pick my spots, know when to shoot, when not to shoot, when they come up to drive, when they back up to shoot. So that's basically it.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, and that kind of honestly transitions me into what I was saying to this present time is kind of how is that working for you right now, having to muscle up against the juniors and the seniors and guys that maybe have a little bit more experience than you or maybe feel like hey we're gonna make this kid prove himself. How has that process been?
Um, it's been all right. It's just they're just a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, but that's why we work out so I can get faster and stronger. And it's not really a difference. It's just you gotta be able to play basketball and not think that they're stronger and like bigger than you. Just play basketball.
Oh, absolutely. Coach Khan
Yeah.
talked about, you from your eyes, watching him from this summer competing against the highest level to now playing, high school ball, learning a new system and, getting against older guys. How has that transition been from your eyes?
The transition is gonna be smooth, man, because I mean there'll be some bumps in the road. Just to touch on the question you asked earlier about the things that he needed to work on, I'm his his number one fan, but I'm more critical of his game. Because obviously I coach at the level in which I coach. I think that he needed to work on his jump shot. Not that he can't shoot; he could shoot it. But I wanted him to know when to shoot, when to pull up, when to shoot the three ball. Because he can get to the basket. Like even we play in the fall league, he can get to the basket even against these older guys that he spoke about. But for me, it's longevity. It's not as a freshman, you don't want to take the pounding if it's not necessary. He's a strong kid. He's able to absorb contact, but how many of those are you going to take going against a senior or, or junior that's 230 pounds, So I just want him to be smart about it. So I'm just teaching him how to pick his spots, knowing when to go, but at the same time, not taking away from his strength. So he's learning that it's going to take time, but he's learning that as we go through this process. As far as the system goes, realistically, we run the system I run in for our travel program is the same system I run here at high school. I just taper it down based on the age group and the level at which we're playing at, because at the young age for those kids, we try not to get too complicated with it and just keep it, with feel and understanding and simple things where they got to read and make certain decisions. So he will be comfortable in that sense because he already knows it and he's been knowing it since he was,
Yeah.
since he was a baby.
I'm about to say, I'm sure with you being in the coaching round, he's always been in the gym and, been, if not competing against, at least competing with the older kids and watching them. So, kind of who is somebody you maybe say you model your game after, DJ? Like, who do you really like? Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player is Steph Curry, but I really model my game after I say Kyrie Irving or Sharif Cooper. I
Okay.
just I like to watch how they slow the game down and play with their pace, and like how they come off screens, how to use screens, how to really for Kyrie like how he picks his spots.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's crazy though, right? He likes Steph Curry, but he plays like in his eyes, he plays like Kyrie or Sharif Cooper. It's crazy. I'm like, look, you love Steph. Like, this is why you need to learn how to take
Yeah.
these jump
Yeah.
shots. You know what I mean?
What,
So
what, we're gonna end up getting a perfect blend here.
I
We're gonna
know.
look back at this podcast when you sign, and we're gonna be like, look, we saw it all come to fruition. So,
For
but no,
real, right?
we definitely can see that in your game. It was kind of crazy. I think we had definitely known about you guys. You guys have been involved with some of the stuff we had did, but immediately at that DC event, I think within the first day, whether it was the first game or two, Twitter, Instagram, everything is buzzing about you guys' team, how hard you guys play, how hard you were coaching them, coach. And then everybody was talking about that Sandy kid. They're all that kid's for real. So um, it's definitely been fun to kind of watch the process, and I think it's only getting started. So, we've been talking about high school. I don't know if we've officially, announced it for our listeners. Coach, you're at St. Thomas Aquinas there in Fort Lauderdale, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's DJ. That's where you're attending this year.
Yes, sir.
So kind of, Coach. What kind of role maybe could you see a freshman like DJ having on a team this year, and then maybe what's an outlook you got for the team coming into year two, like you said.
I mean, his role is actually going to be bigger than most freshmen will have, especially around this area, because he's actually been training for this opportunity. He's played against high school kids pretty much all his life. We've always tried to play him up against these kids and train with them and work with them. So he's going to be, one of the key factors into what we do. And for me, is, I'm gonna throw him in the fire. Let's see how he handles it. And at the end of the day, he's only a freshman, so whatever that he has to learn, this is the right opportunity for him to learn and make mistakes and grow from it. But at the end of the day, we know that he's going to have his work cut out for him. So that's really my plan. And then we'll see how he goes.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But to say, I definitely want to, keep covering you guys and see some games because, I'm not, just talking when I say we definitely think that as you continue developing, I think it'll be more nationally known. Kind of who you guys are and what you guys are about. And I know it isn't just DJ at the school as well. I know you guys are kind of starting to put it together down there, and I know you're real big on player development, coach. So that would be something I want to ask you as a former college coach myself. Um, you know, typical practice or maybe even measure it over the course of the year. How do you really go about balancing skill development as opposed to like the team concept aspect? And what's your style with that? Like what type of value do you place on development? I guess you could say.
There's a high premium on development. We do take a lot of. I really believe you are as good as what you spend the most time on. So for us, the way we work is that you got to be able to dribble, pass, shoot, obviously. So we try to focus our skill development on that. So like for every practice, we will put in 20 to 25 minutes, whether it's before practice or end of practice, to dedicate towards skill development. The same goes as if we were lacking in rebounding, we'll spend some time doing that 20, 25 minutes. So for us, player development is huge because that's what I love to do. And I'm talking about overall player development. Some people work on just dribbling or just shooting. We try to do everything, and that's why our kids are a little bit more skilled than most because we focus on that a lot. Even the younger kids. So a huge premium is put on that, not only just with my travel program, but in the high school realm as well. So we're normally very, very skilled, and that's because we put the time towards it.
No, no doubt, no doubt. Okay. Well, coach, I know it's starting to become a big thing now. And definitely over the next 4 to 5 years, as you know, this stuff tends to move a little fast. and that's the NIL that I'm kind of talking about. What is kind of give us your take on it. How do you see it affecting things now? Being that you're the father of potential top 100 kid here going forward. What and kind of going to have to be dealing with some things there involved in it. Um, Kind of how do you see it making an impact now and going forward? And then if it's positive, negative, and the best way to maybe manage it, navigate your way through.
I mean, for me, being like as his dad is, I want to give my kid the best opportunity to kind of be successful. So, the deal with the thing with the NIL is more of just being able to educate him on that and making sure he's in the right situation and doing the things that's necessary that's going to benefit him or put him in a situation where it's a win-win, because nothing is done, you know, solo. So at the end of the day, I like it for as being a father. As a coach, I at our school we don't get too involved in telling kids about the NIL or whatever. We just try to educate them, as to decision and how to benefit them. So for us, that's a big deal as far as education. We just don't. We try not to get involved in that. But as a dad, obviously I have a different role, and I want to put DJ in the best situation possible. And that's I don't have a problem with it, and that's what I'm going to do. To make sure that he's benefiting from his name, image, and likeness when that time comes. Obviously.
Right. And it's something that at this time, all you can really do is kind of research it and kind of just gain as much knowledge as you can, because similar to the pandemic situation a few years, like it's just so much unfamiliarity. It's a
Sure.
world new. So
Sure.
um, I do think. I think right now I think there's only like a handful of states. I want to say like 6 or 7 that allow high school kids to partake in those activities. I don't believe Florida's one of them.
Yeah,
Um,
we actually do not. We just try to educate. We really don't. My school specifically, because my school is a little bit different than most Florida schools.
mm,
We we want to do whatever is best in the interest of the kids and for us and the families. Because we believe in family, faith, tradition, and we want to do what's best for a kid and his family. So we'll educate them on it, and that's the best we can do. And then obviously the family is in their best interest to make the best decision for their kid and their family.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Um, well, for sure, Coach. I definitely appreciate you guys kind of taking some time to get on. I think we covered some good stuff, and DJ, I definitely appreciate you taking some time. I guess one thing that I might kind of get from you to end it is what is what's maybe a quote that you kind of have heard recently, or you kind of live by, or what is maybe even your why if a quote don't come to your head, but kind of just we just give us an inside look into the young DJ Sandy's mind.
My why I say is just keep working till I reach my goal, and even when I reach my goal, still gotta keep working. Like the work never stops.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just say I was just and I hear it all the time, but I'm currently like in Eric Thomas's new book, the UOU.
UOU,
Yeah,
yes.
early on, and I'm probably only 100 pages in, but early on, he was talking about the biggest thing with success is it's not a destination, it's a journey. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Just like what you were saying, you got to work till you accomplish your goals, and then set new ones. You know what I mean? And we definitely here with the NYBL and independent hoops think that you're gonna definitely do that over the course of your career and coach. We see the work that you're putting in with them, and we see kind of what it's paying off with. So we're excited to follow you as well. Because like I said, outside of your boys, I think that the high school is going to have a ton of success. I think that the mom and pop AAU team, that the travel ball team, is going to have a ton of success. And then you never know what the future may hold. So I mean, we might be hosting this thing together here in 5 years. So you never know.
Hey, as long as it with good people, man. Listen, we appreciate every opportunity you've given me, my family, and obviously my travel program as well. We appreciate that, and we're looking forward to just continue this relationship and just being in the best situation to compete at the level that we want our kids to compete, and most importantly in a safe environment. So at the end of the day, it's about the kids and their growth and them learning how to be good young men overall. So that's really our focus, and that's what youth basketball should be about. When it's all said and done, years from now, is the relationships they build, not so much who won the last event or who scored the most points. It's the friendship. And DJ will tell you, like DJ knows from just playing against competition, the camaraderie and the people that he's met and friendship. Some of the kids I don't even know. So for me, that's a big deal. So thank you guys, and we appreciate you having us. And hopefully DJ will live up to the expectations.
Thank you.
And no expectations, DJ. You already are, man. Like, we're not giving you anything that you don't deserve, man. Just stay confident, stay after it. I would say, for the listeners that kind of are on right now, where can they follow you guys? What's the high school name? What's the AAU name? DJ, throw the social medias out there. I know young bucks. I'm talking your language now, so where can we follow you guys?
You can follow me on Instagram _DJ Sandi. The travel team, OTWT, is it Elite Basketball?
Look, he don't even know. Yeah, travel wise, OTWT Elite Basketball on Instagram. We don't on Twitter. I have Coach _Sandi, and then for me on Instagram is Coach _Sandi Skills Trainings. And we're at St. Thomas Aquinas High School, so it's located in Fort Lauderdale. We're looking forward to a great freshman year. So if you guys are ever in town, just search us up and come watch us play. We'll be young, but we'll be able to compete because we that's what we've built for.
No doubt. Well, you definitely got us backing you guys 100%. So appreciate you guys hopping on, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. All right.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, and looking forward to speaking with you soon.
For sure, brother. Take care, DJ. Take care, Coach.
Thank you,
all right, man. Appreciate you.
I see you, hater.